the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, good Sunday evening, race fans, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network's live coverage of the Hales Corners Speedway Sim Series. Pro late models, round number 2, round number 1 for the PLMs tonight. And I expect to see a guy get on the track, but he chose a different path tonight. Joining me in the booth, Mr. Zach Krieger. Zach, you there, buddy?
I am indeed. How you doing tonight, Roger?
I am doing okay. Watching 25 of these guys get out here for practice tonight. Pretty good field for the pro lates. Round 1 of this series, we saw a great race last week with the street stocks. What are we going to see tonight?
Well, I honestly can pretty much the exact same. These cars are not a lot similar to the street stock, but a lot of difficulties with these cars, but I'm really expecting some great racing. A lot of fast guys in here. Currently, looking down the order, all the times are relatively close to each other, so I think it's going to be a really competitive field tonight, and can hope to see some great racing.
Yeah, I expect to see, some of the old familiar names closer to the front. We did this series, I think the first season that I had, Hales Corners. We did the pro lates and the street stocks alternating back and forth. That was a season that came down to the wire in both series, and Reed Rundle and, boy, it just escapes me. Who ended up, they split the championships. No, it was not Duggar. 14 car.
Andy Gross.
Andy Gross, that's right. Andy Gross was the other champ. It was a fantastic season, and, coming back to those two series, seeing these guys back in here again, I think we're right back where they started, only I think the drivers are considerably more advanced than they were in that first season. Everybody's gotten a ton better. So I expect to see, very close door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel type of racing here, and I don't expect to see a whole lot of contact. This is a tough little track anyway, but I don't expect to see these guys beating and banging on each other too much.
No, definitely not. And it is kind of interesting to say that using the stock iRacing setup, there was a little talk beforehand in the start that we were going to potentially be using other different setups. It has come to the fact that we are using the iRacing setup today, so everybody on even playing terms in that situation, and I think it's going to be a really great race tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're going to get ready in about a minute here to go down trackside for our opening ceremonies of drivers in a short drivers meeting. Real quickly, you guys don't forget tomorrow night. Going to have, I think, Zach, you'll be back with Dominic tomorrow night at the Dirt Slingers Monday Night Thunder Series. Those guys heading over to Lernerville. Tuesday night, back again, PRO Series. Wednesday night, Dirt Slingers, Wednesday Warriors. That's a big block modified series. And then Warhorse on Thursdays back here. So full week. And I think NASCAR, I don't know if it started Thursday night or not. I didn't get to hang around after my show to see if Dom did his. But I know they are getting ready to start. So, we're going to be back to about 6 or 7 series over the 5 nights. Plenty to watch, plenty to do. Guys, don't forget to drop by the Facebook page, The Dirt Racing Network. Like, share, and follow. If you're over on YouTube and Twitch, hit subscribe. Every time we go live. Saturdays next week also, or this coming week, I guess. The 13th, 410 sprint cars. The iRacing World of Outlaws Pro Series. Those drivers are going to get a night of practice in a couple of nights before they actually get out there with the iRacing guys and race. And DSRL hosting a series following pretty much their exact format. I think the only thing they do different is they have a pole dash in between for the warm-ups, but they reset the track like iRacing does, and they kind of do it the same way that the World Championship Series will be, so it'll be fun for them. But I'm getting the signal to get off the microphone, get down here trackside, and let's get festivities started.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land
All right, thank you to the Foleys. Drivers getting ready to roll out for qualifying. Got the camera right now on Brandon Hull. He was quickest in the practice session. I real quick wanted to circle back Andy Gross. So many drivers over so long, and you can forget a name pretty easy. I knew the car number on it, but I saw today he was doing some RC racing, and he did pretty well with that. So congrats to him, and I can't wait to see him get back out here with us in iRacing. Brandon Hull through the traps, not quickest in. He is quickest. He is P1 right now.
But then Cole Duggar takes that right away.
Yes, he did. Faster than I could get the words out of my mouth. Cole Duggar in that 11 machine. 13.182 seconds. And his second lap, 2 1,000ths quicker. So 13.180. 2:35 for Hull. Then Brunner, Brees, and Nick Sobiek. Haven't seen Sobiek on track in a while. And Nick, they're 5th quickest right now. Let's go watch OJJ Schilling here. See if we can. Well, we were trying to go watch JJ, but the camera didn't want to move for us. Schilling jumped to 6th quick right there in his second lap. Slower by about 1/10 and a half, so he'll stay 6th. James Flesher, 75 car, and he had troubles down 3 and 4 on that lap. I'm not sure what happened there, but we'll watch the 75 machine here, see what he can do getting around. See if he can try to post a pretty good lap. That car just absolutely not turning. I don't think is driving that car into the corner quite hard enough. Scott Bittinger up to his second quick. 16.529 or 16. Or sorry, his second lap was 16.529. His first lap was 13.192. So he got real close to Duggar. So our top 5 shifted just a touch. Hull dropped to 3rd, Brunner to 4th, Brees to 5th. So a lot of these guys that last season, even the season before, we were not used to seeing close to the top in qualifying. Suddenly, up here in our top 4 or 5. Duggar's always been quick. Hull took a little bit of time to get acclimated to things. We're used to seeing Schilling up there. Jacob Crawford not very quick tonight. He is 11th on the speed chart after qualifying, and that is very un-Crawford-like.
I was about to actually just take a look at that. 2 names that I honestly would have expected to be a little higher up, Jacob Crawford and Reed Rundle, sitting now down in 10th and 11th respectively. So maybe a little bit of ground for them to make up, actually. As I say that, that means Reed Rundle is on pole for the first of 3 heats.
Yeah, he will be our pole sitter for the first one. So let's run down the Central Services starting lineup on the pole as stated. In the Central Services, Mueller's number 43 from Oxford, Michigan. Reed Rundle on his outside. In the RLB Faster Motors VLR, number 23. He's from Big Bend, Wisconsin. His name is Nick Sobiek. Your second row inside the Pride of Tosa Brunner Brothers, number 64 out of Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, a Brandy Brunner. And on his outside, a UDTV Brent Spates, Team Outlaw Motorsports, number 11 from St. Louis, Missouri, Cole Duggar. Hopefully I get a chance to meet Cole when I go up there here in a few weeks. Third row inside, the GB Restoration and Repair, number 77 from East Troy, Wisconsin, of Gary Budzine. And on his outside, the 48 car, that's Matt Urban. Your fourth row inside, the Buddies Racing Equipment I-41 Raceway, number 17 from Slinger, Wisconsin, of Dean Burnt. On the outside of him, the Kierzek Electric LLC, 00 from Waukesha, Wisconsin, of Blake Johnson. And on your back row, the Brandon Hull Performance Motorsports Racing Incorporated, number 75 from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, that's James Fletcher.
Pack front first heat. A lot of hard hitters in here. Got to, of course, keep an eye on Cole Duggar, Reed Rundle on that pole. I think everybody here has a really good chance at getting the heat win, as we're going to see the pace truck make his way off of the track, off the racing surface. Of course, kind of a big drive for the pace truck. Reed Rundle going to lead him out of turn 4 and to the green flag. We go racing here at Cedar Lake in heat number 1.
Well, and that just looked like they were crawling, getting started right there. Kept everybody bunched up. Rundle and Sobiek going to stay side by side. Brunner and Duggar going to stay side by side as well. It's starting to get spread out behind that, but your front 2 rows staying 2 wide across the line. Rundle by 49 1,000 of a second. Then contact in the middle of 2. That opens the door for 4 cars to get around Sobiek. Sobiak went from outside second place almost to fifth. He took the fourth spot and back real aggressively from the 28 car. I think that's Matt Urban. Or 48. It's supposed to be the 48, but it says 28. More contact there. We're going to end lap 3 with Rundle out in front. Everybody else with that beating and banging that we talked about, trying to jockey for position.
A lot of these guys have been 3 wide for the past 2 or 3 laps. I think at one point they were 4 wide almost coming out of turn 3 and 4, but they're going to start to make their way around. Cole Duggar now has Reed Rundle in his sights trying to pull on the 48 car. Sorry, 43 car. As caution comes out, we got some contact at the back.
Yeah, looks like the 77 Gary Budzine back here. He was behind Brunner and right in front of Blake Johnson. Not sure what happened to him. We'll get it down in the corner here. No, he just got in there a little bit and got he and Brunner, and he got too far sideways. That's what's going to trigger it.
And Gary Budzine is going to take that taps out there. Said he had got a little bit squirmy, so that means Budzine moves to the back.
Yeah, so in there in about 5th or 6th, and he is going to end up back about 9th now on this restart. Got 7 laps to go. Got 12 laps for the heat races. Long heat races here. And what this does is it brings Duggar way closer to Rundle than I think Rundle wanted to have happen, because he had about 5 or 6 car lengths on him, and he might have been able to maintain that for them last 6 or 7 laps.
Definitely this puts Duggar in a very good spot, especially with that fact that we see right now the lights go off on the pace truck. They start to double file up. No line really super great yet, as the track has not been worn in enough, so I think both lines are really even. If you can get that top side, get that momentum, you might just have a little more speed than the person on the bottom, but the pace truck going to make his way off of the racing surface once again. Reed Rundle, the start is on him. Rundle goes a little bit before the green, but that is allowed. He gets a good start. He's going to pull right in front of Cole Duggar. They're going to be 4 in the fight for the win. Matt Urban and Nick Sobiak in that 3rd and 4th spot. They're 3 wide there. Reed Rundle has a mirrorful of Cole Duggar right behind him. Duggar trying to get any momentum that he can to get past Rundle. This is going to be a great battle as we end lap 7.
Got 5 laps to go now. Duggar peeks to the inside. Rundle up wide. Duggar, does he have the momentum off the bottom? Stayed even going into 3 and 4. Noses ahead mid-turn, but Rundle finds the momentum, and he takes the spot right back. Car to almost a car and a half at the line that time. Inside, 4 to go. Great battle at the front. Great battle back here for 4th. As you've got Urban and Brunner side by side. Front 3 single file. They are almost nose to tail. Rundle enjoying about a car, almost 2 full car lengths of a lead right now over the battle for 2nd.
Cole Duggar just can't seem to find a line that works great for him. I mean, right there, he managed to hit it and gets a little bit of a pull there on Nick Sobiak. They are almost 3 wide for the heat win. Oh, Rundle taps the wall. Duggar going to get into his rear quarter panel. They're all going to keep it straight. This is going to allow Nick Sobiak to try and get their white flag is out here in the first heat.
Yeah, Rundle tapped the wall. That let Duggar get there. Duggar tried to lift him up a little going into 3 and 4. Rundle stomped on the throttle, got away. He's going to hang on and win Heat 1. Duggar is 2nd. Sobiak 3rd. Randy Brunner rounds out that top 4. Then it was Urban, Johnson, Budzine, Burnt, and Fletcher. All those guys going to have to work out of the B main.
Great run there for Randy Brunner to get just past that 4th place car of Matt Urban.
So let's take a look at the Central Services starting lineup for heat race number 2 on the pole. The 1525 Motorsports Milkman Designs number 2. From Dakota, Illinois, Jacob Crawford. On his outside in the Brunner Brothers Racing number 46 out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, John Brunner. Your second row inside, the DiscountShopTales.com Black Flag Racing number 74 from Waterford, Wisconsin, to Peter Brees. And on his outside, Scott Bittinger will have the 69 car. Third row inside, the Shark RC Car Bodies number 112 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Chris Johnson, the pilot. And the 25 car of Rob Warren will start position number 6. Your final row for heat number 2, the 41 car, Ryan Fisher. That's the Pinkala Auto Solutions machine from Oak Creek, Wisconsin on the inside. And on the outside, the Black Flag Racing at number 10 from West Dallas, Wisconsin, Anthony Ichkowski.
good pack here for everybody to try and get something out of this heat.
These guys are in trouble, Zach. You know that because Crawford's on the pole.
Oh my gosh, I had not seen that. That is very dangerous. Pace Truck going to make his way off of turn 4. We go green, a very late green flag here. Crawford, a good start. He's going to rip that top line in front of Brunner and the 74 car. It's going to be Peter Brees.
I'll tell you, I don't think Chris Johnson has been in a race in about the last 7 or 8 Hales Corners races where he hasn't just been beaten up, knocked around like a ping pong ball. And he started this race on lap 1, getting bumped out of the way down the backstretch by the 46 of Brunner. And he is just struggling to keep that 112 car in a straight line right now. But Crawford from the pole grabbed the lead, and he is out there about a half a second. Peter Brees running second. Rob Warren with a good run on the 25 car here in heat number 2, sitting in third. And then John Brunner, that 46 machine, hanging on by a thread. It looks like the 69 car, which I think that's Bittinger's car, with a power move around the top of 1 and 2. He picked up 2 spots, move him up to 4th. Now big contact. There's Brunner and Johnson again. These two boys just can't keep the 112 and the 46 away from one another. That is just bad luck for Johnson. He's just having a bad season.
Some hard racing, especially at the back. Sees a few of these guys getting some contact, but out front at the halfway point, Jacob Crawford has a firm grasp on this race. A little bit of a fight here for the second place, though. Peter Brees and Rob Warren fighting out for third. And quick shout out to Jason Schilling in the race chat saying, Crawford, I love it. Jason Schilling, of course, a fan of Jacob Crawford, it seems to be now. Of course, maybe not a fan of him in the summer series when he kept beating him every week in the UMP Modifieds, but I think Jason Schilling has climbed aboard the Jacob Crawford wagon. Still a fight here for the second place spot.
Yeah, Crawford, 2.7 seconds with 3 laps to go. We're watching a battle second, third, and fourth, and really second place kind of decided. Brees got a pretty good gap here. Bittinger has closed that 69 car up onto the 25 of Rob Warren. These two going at it for third and fourth. Good battle, one on the bottom, one on the top. Both lines fairly even that time. Looked like Warren had a good run out of 2. He smacks the right rear into the fence, keeps the car straight. White flags in the air. Jacob Crawford looks like he is well on his way to a very easy heat win here. He's going to come out of 4, checkered flag in hand. That'll do it for heat number 2. Crawford wins it. Brees is second. Warren third. Bittinger fourth. Then Fisher, Itzkowski, Johnson, and Brunner rounding out that field.
Scott Bittinger pretty much went from the back to the front. He had an EOL penalty, so a great run there for Scott Bittinger.
I think new driver to the series, and I don't know when that ends for the new drivers, but they always get that EOL to start things off. All right. Central Services starting lineup for heat number 3 looks like this. On the pole, the Central Services Company Incorporated, number 22 from Minneapolis, Minnesota, of Nate Sievert. And on his outside, in the 1525 Motorsports Milkman Designs, number 35 from Genoa, Illinois, Drake Hartzell. Your second row on the inside, the B-Hull Performance number 70 from Greendale, Wisconsin, of J.J. Schilling. And on his outside, the Skis Graphics, B-Hull Performance number 99 from Mayville, Wisconsin, Brandon Hull. Row 3 inside, another 1525 Motorsports entry. That's the 7 car of Tyler Goodwin, McChesney Park, Illinois, his hometown. And on his outside, Bo Ambos in the 88. And your final row for the final heat, the Skis Graphics, Keegan Bush Motorsports number 27 from Hartford, Wisconsin, Keegan Bush. And on his outside, in the 15 car, first time we've seen this name in here in a long time, that is David Kinjerski. And I haven't seen Kinjerski on track in quite some time.
Yep, exactly. You can see the one moving back is going to be Bo Ambrose getting the EOL penalty, the sort of newer EOL. So he moves shotgun on the field, going green this time by Pace Truck. Going to pull off Sievert and Hartzell, last week's feature winner in the street stocks, leads them to the green. Hartzell, a great start He's going to pull on that top side. We're trying to get the momentum right past Nate Sievert. Oh, Sievert got
Sievert got out of shape. That
3 wide
opens things up.
there, Hull. Brandon Hull squeezing that gap there between Hartzell and Sievert. Jason Schilling, a little bit of contact there between him and Hartzell. They're 3 wide on exit with Dean Burnt down low. Slide job there from Jason Schilling. These cars very difficult to slide. Do a slide job at least from my experience, but this front race has been amazing so far.
Yeah, Schilling making the move. Hull threaded the needle, took the lead. He's in front of Sievert. Schilling is third. Hartzell hung on after the wonky start. He is going to hang on to fourth for the time being. We may get into a bind here, Zach, and just have you talk about driving for a minute. I think we got a problem with our overlay system right now. But coming around, 5 down, 7 to go. Still Hull, Sievert, Schilling, Hartzell, then Goodwin, Kinjerski, Bush, and Ambos. Yeah, everybody's staying kind of tight here. That battle 5th on back. That's a pretty good little group.
Definitely, but we got to fight for the lead here. Jason Schilling in 3 and 4 throwing a slide job on Brandon Hull. Did not get it done. Jason Schilling and Brandon Hull going to be fighting here for the 1st and 2nd spot. Schilling right on the rear bumper of Hull. He's closed a massive gap that was created at the start of the race. Jason Schilling, a great run. We see a fight here for the 2nd or 3rd spot. Oh, there's contact between Sievert and Hartzell. Hartzell got out of shape, and that's going to cause some contact further back between Dean Burnt and David Kinjerski. I thought that was going to be Tyler Goodwin. That is my mistake. Still got to fight for the lead here between Hull and Schilling. As we've got 3 laps to go, 2 at the line.
Yeah, we're going to see if these two really get at each other hard, teammates, but I don't think they're going to do anything very drastic right here. I think they're going to be pretty controlled. Right now, Hull seems to have the advantage up off that top side, but Schilling really tried to work and get that 70 car in a position to throw the slider. Here it comes in 1 and 2. Will he go all the way to the top? Yeah, he did. Oh, he got it out of shape. He and his teammate both end up with a problem. He goes down and slams the door on Sievert, but Sievert sneaks around him anyway. Hull wins it. Sievert second, Schilling third, and Tyler Goodwin going to come home in 4th. Kinjerski, Ambos, Hartzell, and Bush will have to work their way out of the B main. All right, chat with the fans real quick here for a second. I got to check something out. We are going to have consolation race, just the one.
Definitely saw a few guys in the Facebook chat. Saw that the likes of Dean Burnt and Jason Schilling, Kelly Fisher, and a few others here in the Facebook chat. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. B main on the cards here right now.
All right, starting lineup. Matt Urban, Ryan Fisher in row number 1. David Kinjerski and Blake Johnson in row number 2. Anthony Ichkowski, Drake Hartzell, row number 3. Row 4 going to be Budzine and Johnson. Bo Ambos and Dean Burnt in row number 5. Row 6, John Brunner, Keegan Bush. And starting the solo on the back going to be the 75 machine of James Fletcher. We'll see if these things are going to work here. I tried to get them changed.
Pretty strong pack here. 8 cars will be moving on to the feature tonight from the B. A lot of fast guys definitely still here. You got, of course, Drake Hartzell in that 3rd row on the outside. He's looking to make the feature and try and repeat his win from last week. A few other guys here. Pace car going to make his way off of turn 4. We go green here for the B main. Urban and Fisher, a even start. They're going to pull side by side. Urban gets a little bit deeper in, tried for a slider there on Ryan Fisher. Ryan Fisher's going to pull right past him. We got a few cars. Oh, two-wheeling it there from Chris Johnson, and the caution comes out.
Chris Johnson, Dean Burnt both had problems right there, and I don't think they were side by side. I think they were nose to tail on the start, and I think something happened to Johnson. He is just not having a good season here, and yeah, a lot of contact in front, contact from the side. Burnt got contact from the outside, and he just got wedged over is what happened to him. Johnson's car, a little worse for the wear, but he's still going to be able to run it around out here. I don't think Burnt, I think they had to drag that car back to the pits. I don't think he's going to be able to continue. So lap 1, turn 2, Calamity Corner in your B main.
Definitely there. Like you said, Dean Burnt pulling it into the pit lane, trying to see if he can get that damage fixed. I don't think he went over up on his lid. Don't really think that's going to be very repairable. Urban and Fisher, though, still on that front row. They looked strong on that start. Going to be interesting to see what the rest of these guys can do. Grid didn't get that shaked up, so we're going to see here. They're going to double file up, and we'll be going green this time by. Base truck pulls it down to the outside. Green flag back out here at Cedar Lake and B main. Matt Urban, another great start. He's going to pull right above Ryan Fisher. Oh, contact further back. That's going to be Chris Johnson again. They're going to keep it straight, keep it green. Oh, Konjerski and Hartzell get together. Konjerski's going to end up on his lid. Caution is out again.
We were actually watching the 15 car right when that happened. And you see contact there between he and Blake Johnson. That's turn 2. And then down here in 3 and 4, up the hill. And it's a little help from behind for sure. Rolls the 15 car right over. That will take him off a track. So let us know if we get a tap out on that one.
Yep, Drake Hartzell indeed took that tap out. David Konjerski wishes everybody a good night. He left the session unable to continue. So a few more guys still out. It looks to be about 11 cars, yep, still on the racing surface, so 3 as of now not be making it.
Yeah, Urban and Fisher, then Johnson and Yachkowski, Budzine and Ambos, the top 6 right now. I think we're doing 8 to our feature, right? So we will go back, and John Brunner, James Fletcher right now, those 8 cars. A lot of race left, 13 laps still to go in this one.
Green.
Green flag back in the air. Fisher got a great start off that top side. He'll have the lead down the backstretch. Itzkowski is backwards. Itzkowski is going to go over. Going to get it back on its wheels. Keep it going. No caution. I don't know how that wasn't a caution. But no caution. Yeah, Itzkowski able to get the car turned back into the track, put the power down, put all 4 back on the dirt. We're going to stay green here. That's going to spread things out. And we may go green to the end now, depending on what happens to this battle for second between Urban and Johnson.
I don't feel like this is a battle for second. I feel like that was a battle for the lead because Matt Urban on that top side has reeled in like a fish. Ryan Fisher, he is on that upside with the momentum. Fisher able to get it in just a little bit deeper. But Urban, a slingshot and a rocket ship out of turns 1 and 2. Maybe a little bit worse on 3 and 4. Can't get that momentum, but 1 and 2, Fisher going to jump to the top side as well, seeing if he can counteract Urban. He's able to. Halfway at the line next time, or this time, my mistake is fight here now for the lead. Oh, Fisher got really loose off of turn 2. That's going to force Fisher to the bottom. Urban up to the top side. Rips that top, can't get it done this lap. We're going to have 6 laps to go here.
Yep, 6 laps to go. Battle still going at the front. Now to the inside of Matt Urban. Urban just not able to get the drive off the exit of the corner, and Fisher really closing the slider line in. Now gets the car way out of shape. Urban's got him this time. Coming around to 5 to go, and Matt Urban was at the top, changed it up, went to the bottom. He gets the lead, and he's out by about 6 car lengths. Blake Johnson in third, a ways back. Bo Amos up to the 4th spot. Here's Chris Johnson. After his hard luck on lap number 1, he's inside the top 5. Gary Budzine behind that. Drake Hartzell and Anthony Ichkowski holding down our top 8.
Great run for Matt Urban so far, but Ryan Fisher to his inside. Oh, contact between Fisher and Urban. Urban gets all out of shape due to the contact. They're going to be side by side at the line this time by. Urban forced to go right back to the top side. He rips it and runs right away from Ryan Fisher. Fisher, a optimistic move to say the least, in my opinion. He gets a little bit of a tap and falls back into that second place spot. Urban still now out up front, 2 laps to go. Does Ryan Fisher have anything here in this main, or is Matt Urban going to hold it down? Urban holds it down on the tractor tires. White flag is out here this time by.
Watching the battle here for the final transfer spot. Ichkowski, Keegan Bush up here trying to get to him. He's close. I don't know. He's got about a half a lap to get it done. Urban will win it. Fisher, Johnson, Chris Johnson 4th. Budzine, Ambos, Hartzell. Who's going to come home? It looks like it's going to be Ichkowski. He's going to take that final transfer spot. Bush, Brunner, Fletcher, Kinjerski, and Burnt be done for the evening. Our A main field is set. So very short warm-up session. We're not going to go anywhere. I think we'll just try to figure out who we think is possibly going to come home victorious tonight. I mean, Hartzell had a good run last week. Reed Rundle had a good run to start things off in the street stocks. Or is this a Jacob Crawford kind of car and a Jacob Crawford kind of night?
Definitely.
You know, Cole Duggar did very well in late models the last time we ran late models. He may be somebody, he's going to start pretty close to the front tonight, so he may be somebody. Brandon Holt, you know, he broke through at the end of last season, and he's been very strong.
Yep, definitely. And a little tidbit, seems as if it's going to be Reed Rundle on pole. There was supposed to be a 11 car invert. Doesn't seem like that has come into effect, so we're going to get the order here in just a second.
Is this a really short field?
Yep.
What happened? I'm only seeing 12 on the ticker here.
I see 20.
Really?
Yes. So I can run down those last ones if you don't see them.
I don't. Rundle and Crawford for row number 1. Then Hall and Duggar in row 2. Row 3, Brees and Sievert. 4th row is Sobiek and Warren. Schilling and Brunner in row 5. Row 6, Bittinger and Goodwin. I don't have anything beyond that.
Doesn't seem like you have the main finishers, so...
You may now.
Yep, we're going to see Matt Urban and Chris Johnson on row 8. Row 9 is going to go to Blake Johnson and Chris Johnson, so the 2 Johnson boys up there. Row 9, Gary Budzine and Bo Ambrose with Drake Hartzell and Anthony Ichkowski sitting shotgun on the field. 20 cars make their way here at Cedar Lake. They get the one to go signal this time by, and from us here at the Dirt Racing Network and the Hales Corner Speedway Sim Racing League, we want to thank you for spending your night with us. In return, we're going to give you 30 of the best pro late model action here from Cedar Lake. Pace Truck can make his way off of pit road, because here at Cedar Lake, it is showtime. Green flag is out here. Stack up from the inside line from second on back. Rundle, a great start, but Crawford ripping that top side, gonna have the momentum out of turns 2 Crawford to the top, Rundle to the bottom. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Crawford gets it at the end of lap 1. Reed Rundle in second with Cole Duggar following Crawford on that top side for now second place, pulling past Reed Rundle into 3 and 4. That top side seems to be the side to be on this time, and we're going to see Rundle jump right back up there as Crawford and Duggar are going to potentially have a battle. We got fights all the way along back now.
All the way back to about 5th where they were side by side. Now Sievert trying to take 5th away from Hull on the inside. Good battle there. Almost 3 wide out of the corner. Sievert looked inside of Brees. He's got 5th. Hull is 6th. Schilling. Then Sobiak. And down on the inside you see J.J. Schilling, and that car a little out of shape. He likes to get down there and run it hard. Sobiak got into the back of Hull. They're going to be 3 wide back here. This is 6th, 7th, and 8th place, and these guys are really going at it. But you got to get them early so before the track slicks off, you can get a bead on the car in front of you, trying to run them down. But Crawford and Duggar are starting to get well away from the field. 2.5 seconds from second back to Reed Rundle in that 3rd spot.
I would say, honestly, probably the 2 strongest drivers here in these late models, Jacob Crawford and Cole Duggar. They are pulling away, but it's not a big gap. Crawford has not opened up the gap majorly. It's stayed about 4/10 this entire time to Cole Duggar, so Jacob Crawford maybe not as, or Cole Duggar probably not as slow as Jacob Crawford might want. We're still seeing an insane battle here for what is about the 3rd and 4th place down, as they're 3 wide now on corner exit. Hull, the 23 car of Sobiak and J.J. Schilling, as my mistake. They were 3 wide on exit in turn 2, and the gap has opened up a little bit here from your leader and 2nd place, but it's about a 4-second gap already between the front pack, and this is looking to be a great race already.
Riding on board with Cole Duggar for the last couple of laps here. You saw lap traffic, and I don't know who it was. Might have been Blake Johnson that took it off the track. Might have been Brandon Hull. I'm not exactly sure, but somebody ducked hard to the right there in turn 1, right in front of the leader, right before he got there. Got that car out of the way, and we're going to watch here for just a second as Jacob Crawford going to get into traffic that is running his line right now. Ambos, the next car on the hit list. And we get on board with Crawford right here. He goes to the high side. Looks like he is going to be able to easily get around that lap car. Gary Budzine going to be the next one. You can see how these drivers are fighting these cars, trying to get them into the corner. Goes to the middle. Budzine's already locked in on the top. And we'll get back to a longer view here so we can see. Oh, contact. Budzine got it down off the fence and got into the left side, or the right side, excuse me, of the 2 car. This gap opened it up now between Crawford and Duggar. We're halfway home this time by, and it is 5 seconds from your leader to 3rd place, 4 seconds from 2nd to 3rd, and I think these 2 out front are just going to check it out and run it down.
Definitely seems to be that way. Jacob Crawford maneuvers his way around Chris Johnson. Johnson respectful and ran the bottom there, gave Crawford his line. Quick note for your diary, that car pulling off was David Konjerski. Konjerski now a number of laps down. Duggar is going to be able to get past Chris Johnson here this time, and we still have a massive battle in front of Jacob Crawford, and this is definitely going to be where it comes into effect. Crawford coming up on his teammate.
Well, Duggar's been faster for the last 3 laps by over a tenth, and he's closed the gap in open air. This lap traffic really might play a big role right here. It's Kowski right there. So is Goodwin. These guys trying to get in the lap. And you can see how close Duggar is right on the back end of the 2 car right there. 10 laps to go that time by. And in lap traffic now, can Duggar do something with the 2 car? He's got to clear the 17 car. And now they're going to get up to Urban. If they stay like this, here's where it's going to get interesting, because all these guys in front, that's Fisher,
wide.
Yeah, they were almost 4 wide right there. And, contact between the two lap cars, Urban and Hartzell. And both of your leaders get through there. Now Fisher up to the top side right in front of Duggar. Man, it looks like Crawford is just having a walk in the park. He is getting to these cars. He's able to get right around them. It looks like Duggar is the one getting hung up.
Drake Hartzell went big in the turn 1, flipped over the wall. So Hartzell pulls, I don't know if he's going to try to get back on track or not. Doesn't exactly, he's going to try. So that is where Drake Hartzell went. Thankfully, a caution did not come out for Jacob Crawford. Crawford seemed to open the gap back up to Cole Duggar. Duggar now on that top side. He's going to try and close it back up, but he only has 5 laps to try and get back to Jacob Crawford. He has 2 lap cars that have to maneuver around as well.
Yeah, 1.2 seconds, and our leader making short work of it. He is lapped up to the 9th place car. That car right in front of him, that's a 25 car on the left side of the screen, Rob Warren. And with about 4 laps to go, Brendan Hall could be a victim of going a lap down here. So, like I said before, this could be a Crawford kind of car and a Crawford kind of night. And, man, he is doing it. But in open air, Cole Duggar now inside 0.8 of a second. He is ripping this thing down. He is just fast. Just getting to the lap traffic. He hasn't been able to maneuver around it as easily as Crawford. And we'll see if Hull causes any kind of disturbance in Crawford's momentum. That closed it up. We're down inside 0.7 of a second now. All right.
White flag. Oh.
Yeah, white flag. White flag of that time by. Looks like Crawford probably going to be able to hang on. No last-ditch efforts from Duggar. Jacob Crawford will win the opener for the late models. Duggar was second. J.J. Schilling. Well, he was third. I don't know. Maybe he is still third. Him and Sobiek. They were way behind this group. But Schilling going to come home in fourth. He was coming out of turn 2 when your leaders hit the line for the checkered flag. So we will get J.J. Schilling around on the front stretch. We'll talk to him. We'll talk to Cole Duggar. And we will talk to Jacob Crawford. He just made it look way too easy. I got to say, that was an impressive run right there.
Definitely a great battle there from those front 2.
All right, let's grab these boys. Let's get them up here. Jason Schilling, Cole Duggar, and Jacob Crawford. All right.
User was moved to your channel.
JJ Schilling, you got a copy.
Hi there, guys.
Well, man, the 70 car looking pretty good out there. You finished third tonight. Once you guys got past the initial caution there, man, this thing just kind of zipped off, and the guys in front of you kind of got away. But, man, you made the 70 car look good tonight. What was going on in the feature?
Honestly, I thought it was just tight middle and out a little bit for me, but I cannot get it under control like Jacob and Cole. Those two were gone.
Yeah, they were out there quite a ways. They were getting to the start-finish line. You guys were coming out of turn number 2 back there, you and Sobiek battling. But looked like the track went through a lot of changes. How hard was it to find grip?
Well, it was pretty hard. I mean, bottom 3 and 4 usually is a go-to at the last lap if you're by yourself, but I was running with Nick. It was hard to find traction for sure. You got to be smooth.
Well, still a great way to start out the late model portion of this season, man. I'm sure you got plenty of thank yous and shout-outs.
Yeah, I like to thank Jacob Crawford for one about his spoiler. I'm still trying to catch that guy. J&A Auto Trim, Roscoff RV, Rich's Auto, LeMay Motorsports, Outlaw Chassis.
All right, man. Great run. And as always, we look forward to seeing you each and every Sunday night, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. See you guys.
JJ Schilling, your third place finisher. Let's try to talk to Cole Duggar here. Zach,
User was moved to your channel.
You can bring him in here. Your second place driver tonight, Cole Duggar. You got a copy?
Good evening. Yes, I do.
Well, it was definitely an intense battle there between you and Jacob Crawford. Tell us about that feature from your view.
Yeah, it was cool to see the track didn't get reset there, and we kind of had a high line there. it was so tough, man. A lot of lap traffic. You got guys up in the top lane, and you're trying to go around them. It's your job as the passer to make the pass, and it was so tough getting around lap traffic. Jacob would go low, I'd try going low, and yeah, man, that was a tough race. Jacob had it.
Well, talk about that with those moves with about 10 to go. You started to catch Jacob. It definitely looked good. Were you trying to use lap traffic to your advantage, or was that more or less just you were starting to run that car as hard as possible and you really caught him?
Definitely a little bit of both. I mean, once you're getting like 10 to go, you're just running as hard as you can because you're running out of time. And I felt like I was running some of my better laps there in the mid to late race. And yeah, I tried using lap traffic as an advantage. There's a few times, like obviously he got held up, and then I got held up too. But when he would get held up, man, I could really gain a lot of time on him, and then it just kind of goes back and forth. But that's how it is with short dirt track racing, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah.
Well, that is really good to hear. Who do you have on the car tonight that you need to give a shout out to?
Got to thank KDC Photography 11 and thank a few people. Sean, Scott, Reed, Dean, Peter, Central Services, all those guys helped put on the league. And Sean and Scott, they're my running mates. I run with them, practice with them a lot. And I want to thank you guys as the broadcast.
Well, we will let go celebrate this second place finish. Once again, congratulations.
Thanks, Zach.
That is Cole Duggar, your second place finisher. We will move Jacob Crawford up here in just a second. Let Roger take it away.
Well,
it only took a week of him not winning for him to ring the 2-car, put it right back in victory lane. Jacob Crawford, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, back to your winning ways again. And, man, tonight you made it look pretty easy. The first part of the feature, kind of normal. Guys getting out there, getting a feel for the car. But then you guys got into lap traffic there right after the halfway point, and it looked like you made pretty easy work of them. But Duggar got up close. Did you know he was there?
Yeah, I saw he was there pretty much all 30 laps of this race, and I was like, man, I got to get around these lap cars so they get in the way.
Well, once you started getting into lap traffic, it got really tight. He had one shot to get around you. You got around a couple of guys, and he got hung up behind him. A little bit of sigh of relief at that point?
Oh, yeah, once I saw there was a couple car gap in between, and it just a big breath that I just took out. I'm like, oh, man, that's awesome. But yeah, the track was a little difficult tonight. I was really glad it was caution-free. It was a really, really fun race tonight.
Yeah, it looked like everybody kind of held their own. Early in the race, you're coming up on a couple of lap cars. It was right around halfway. All of a sudden, the guy decides to dive to the right at the entry in turn one. A little pucker factor on that one?
Oh, yeah, it was puckering pretty good there.
Well, you did a great job. You bring the 2-car back to victory lane. Going to be back on your winning ways again. Are we going to see another streak like we did last season?
I hope so. I know the next track, Fairbury, that's one of my home tracks, and obviously we're going to be racing street stocks next week, and I'm getting the hang of those, and then we're going to go back to pro late models, and obviously late models are my bread and butter here, and yeah, it's going to be awesome.
All right, man, we'll give us some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get to celebrating a great win.
I'd like to thank, first I'd like to thank Central Services for being the main sponsor, and I'd like to thank Milkman Designs, 1525 Motorsport for being an awesome team, Crawford Flooring, Jake Apple Concrete, and who else is on the car, and also like to thank you guys for putting on an awesome stream, too.
All right, man, well, thanks for chatting with us. Look forward to seeing you again next week, bud.
All right, thank you.
User was
Jacob
moved out of your
Crawford,
channel.
you're a winner tonight. Brings the 2-car back to victory lane. We're used to seeing that a lot here. Cole Duggar was second, J.J. Schilling third, Nick Sobiek in fourth. Good return for Nick. Scott Benninger, after a kind of a tough start to the night, he had to go to the back every time. He comes home fifth in the feature, so good runs for him. That guy passes a lot of cars the last 2 weeks. I've lost count of how many it is, but it is a pile. Peter Brees was 6th, Reed Rundle 7th, Brandon Hall 8th, Rob Warren 9th, Nate Sievert was 10th, Randy Brunner 11th, Ryan Fisher in 12th. 13th went to Matt Urban, Tyler Goodwin in the 14th spot, Chris Johnson 15th, Gary Budzine 16th, Bo Ambos was 17th, Anthony Itzkowski in the 18th spot, Drake Hartzell 19th, and Blake Johnson with an early exit this evening. But you can see how many cars were one lap down from 6th place on back. There were 5 cars left on the lead lap at the end of that 30-lap feature. And that is just like getting it around here in a hurry for these guys up front because both Crawford and Duggar lapped all those cars. So that was pretty impressive.
Definitely those two gonna seem so far to be the two to watch for this season. Average lap times, even looking at this, Crawford in the feature, his average lap time a 14.134 against Duggar's 14.149. So you could put a blanket over them and they would be pretty much side by side. So a great run for those two. Also got to give a shout out to Jason Schilling and Scott Bittinger, joint hard charger, both passing 6 cars tonight. So shout out to them. But first week in the Pro Late models really seem to go well for these guys.
Yeah, fantastic race. And if the rest of the season, if this is an indication of that, it's going to be awesome. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Zach will be back with Dominic Santina, Dirt Slingers Monday Night Thunder, 360 Sprint Cars, those guys at Lernerville. That ought to be an interesting one, usually is. 9 o'clock Eastern, right back here. Jump over on the Facebook page, like, share, or follow. And then on YouTube and Twitch, hit the subscribe button so you'll know when we're live with great dirt racing. For Zach, Dom, and myself here at the Dirt Racing Network, till we see you guys the next time.